everyone, I have a prenatal Pilates class for you today. And for equipment, we are going to incorporate the long resistance band. I'm using my medium weight band, so not going too light, not going too heavy. I'll link the set I have if you're interested, but any brand of long band works. Another thing you are going to want, it is optional for the first part, but you're going to want some form of it when we get to our side body work, is a foam pad. Again, I'll link the one I have. It's from STOTT, where I am trained through Pilates, but hi honey, but it's expensive. You could definitely find something cheaper. If you don't have a foam block, that is absolutely fine. You can get a towel and fold it so you have a little padding for your hips, and then we'll also use it to put under our head when we're in side body work. So a pad or a folded towel is going to be great. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Nicole. I'm a STOTT trained Pilates instructor, and I am a pregnancy and postpartum corrective exercise specialist. So you're in good hands, but that being said, I'm not there in the room with you to make sure form is on point and all that other good stuff, and every pregnancy is so different. So you are first and foremost going to listen to your doctor, and you are going to listen to your body as we go through class. If anything isn't feeling right, stop or back off and dial it down, and I'll give options as we go. Well, this is a prenatal class. I planned it with pregnancy in mind, and I'm going to cue as if you are pregnant. You do not need to be pregnant to do this class. We got lots of good deep core work, side body work, some challenging posterior work. We're going to finish with reverse tabletop. I'm trying to think of what we're doing today. In other words, lots of good stuff for everyone, whether or not you are pregnant. Now, I don't like to label my classes either second trimester or third trimester Pilates because every pregnancy is so different. But if it helps you to kind of follow along with me, I am 17 weeks along filming this, and I'm going to be posting my prenatal classes to my channel in the order that I filmed them, aka in the order of my pregnancy. Okay, so with that long spiel out of the way, let's get to it. So we're going to start in a comfortable cross-legged position. If you are choosing to use a block, you're going to sit on it, and you're just going to cross your legs in front, and I should scoot it up a little bit, maybe a little more. Okay, now we're going to take our band for this first part, and we're going to bring it behind our back, and you want it across the back of your ribs, so kind of right under your armpits. And then you're going to bring it through, and I want you to cross it so it makes an X in the front, and then you're just going to grip the ends with your hands. Elbows bent, palms face in, sitting up nice and tall, and then from here, I just want you to extend those arms out in front of you so that we have some tension on the band. Now from here, we're just going to breathe. Inhale through the nose, and I want you to focus on trying to expand laterally into the band and into the back, okay? So inhale, expand that rib cage, push into the band. Exhale slowly out through the mouth. Ribs can move in and down, lift to the pelvic floor, brace that abdominal wall. Inhale, relax the pelvic floor, expand. Can you get a little movement into that resistance band? Exhale slowly out. And if there's too much tension on the band, just bend your elbows a little bit, okay? So keep breathing like that. So what we are doing here is we're using the band as a tactile cue, a touch cue to really target where we want to direct our breath. As we progress into pregnancy and the rib cage kind of lifts up and out to accommodate the growing baby, we tend to get sticky through here, and it's harder and harder to expand into our side body and our back body. But if all the expansion on our breath is going out the front, that can put increasing pressure on a diastasis, so it's something we want to be mindful of. Think direct that breath into your side, into your back body. Exhale it slowly out. 2 more breaths like this. And then from here, we're just going to bring that band in front of us. I want you to wrap the ends around your hands. We're still sitting up nice and tall. Gentle tension on the band when your arms are about shoulders distance apart. Palms face forward. I'm just going to inhale and sweep those arms up overhead. And exhale, you're just going to lower them to your knees. Inhale them up, mobilizing through the shoulder joint and down. Now you're only lifting the arms up as high as you can without arching into your back and flaring through the ribs. So that may mean you're only lifting your arms to about forehead height. That's fine. Maybe they don't come all the way overhead. Work within your range of motion. But you do want to get to that edge. So you want to get to the point where it is a little challenging. Next time those arms sweep overhead, you're going to hold them overhead. Now your right arm is going to stay anchored where it is. On an exhale, your left arm is going to sweep down to the left and you're going to rotate to the left. So we exhale, we sweep that arm down to the side, you rotate to the left. Inhale it back through center, stay on the same side. Now we're not crunching into our right side body as we rotate. So think of staying tall and then your mid-spine rotates over to the left. We want to make sure we're not over-rotating our neck. So mid-spine creates the movement, your neck just follows. Don't look over your shoulder. Twice more this side. Really trying to mobilize through that mid-spine here. It can get sticky as we progress into our pregnancy. And then let's just take it over to the other side. Left arm stays overhead, anchored. Exhale, sweep the right arm down, rotate open to the right. Now your anchor arm doesn't have to be perfectly overhead, okay? Again, we don't want to create compensation. If you're tight through the shoulders, just lower the arm a little bit. Once more. And then we lower the arms, and I want you to bring your legs in front of you. The knees are bent. And we're going to take the band around the arches of our feet and we're going to grab the ends. Now, this is the part where it can be really helpful to elevate your hips. If you're unable to sit up tall without rounding back like this, you would want to elevate your hips. Sit on that towel, sit on that foam pad, whatever you're using. So up tall, we're going to do a reverse fly. So palms face in, unlock through the elbows. Inhale here. Exhale, feel the lift of the pelvic floor, the engagement of your core, and then you're going to fly those arms out wide. Inhale, bring them back in. Keep going. I just got to scoot over. I'm hitting my window. Exhale, reverse fly. And inhale back. So as you open up those arms, you're thinking of gliding the shoulder blades in towards each other. So the shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other, but without arching into your back and flaring the ribs, okay? As the arms open up, notice if your head is wanting to jut forward. That is something I personally always have to be mindful of because I do have a forward head position. It's often called text neck because you see people who spend a lot of time at computers or on their devices hunched like that, but that is not the only thing that causes it. If you are a fellow tall girl, you know the pain. I've been slouching all my life. It really wasn't until college that I loved being tall. So that forward neck position happens for a lot of reasons, not just cell phone addiction. Now we're going to start comboing this. We're going to reverse fly and then we're going to add in a hinge of the torso. So you inhale, bring your arms forward. And now as you exhale, lift through the pelvic floor, engage to the core. And I just want you to tilt your torso back only as far as you can control your abdominal engagement. Inhale, bring it up. Excuse me. Exhale, reverse fly. Inhale, arms come in. Exhale, hinge it back. So it is a hinge. I'm not rounding back. I'm not scooping back. I'm staying tall through the spine, leaning back, challenging my abdominals. Inhale it up. Now I want you to notice when you do that hinge back, are you seeing any doming or bulging through the front here? If that is the case, then I want you to back it up, okay? Don't lean back as far and really make sure you're connecting to your breath first. So exhale, lift to the pelvic floor, brace to that abdominal wall like you're giving the baby a hug, then tilt it back. Inhale it up. So it does not have to be a big tilt. And if you cannot tilt back at all without noticing that pressure outward or that pressure down on your pelvic floor, then I just want you to hold upright, okay? And just do the reverse fly. This next part as well, if you can't maintain the lean back without managing pressure in your abdominals, do it sitting up tall. Otherwise, next time we hinge back, we are going to hold back. Exhale, connect to the core, hinge it back, pause. Now I want you to bring the band into the left hand. So both ends in the left hand, and I want you to untuck your right foot. In this hinge, we're going to row and rotate. So exhale, that left elbow draws in. We rotate open to the left, similar to what we were doing in the warm-up, and bring it back. Stay tall through the spine. Now, as you do this, if you need more support for your core, if you're noticing any bulging or doming, if you're noticing pressure down on your pelvic floor, you can take these right fingertips and tent them on the floor out to the side for a little added support, okay? The arm does not need to reach forward. Give me 4 more here. 3, 2. Last time, I want you to stay in the hinge, but we're no longer rotated. Keep a little row in of the elbow, and I want you to straighten this left leg that is banded, okay? And now this part, you may want to take your right fingertips, tent them on the floor for a little bit of support. On an exhale, same deal. Lift to the pelvic floor, brace through the core, reach long through this left leg, and then lift it up. And inhale, lower it down. Exhale, first connect to the core. Then fire the hip flexors, straight leg lifts, and lowers. So we are establishing that connection between our lower abdominals and the hip flexors. This quick series right here is really going to challenge, hip flexors and quads. I'm like a mess today. I'm like coughing, I'm burping. It's disgusting. I'm sorry. I'll get my act together. Now, if you're having trouble managing pressure in your core, again, you can do this upright, but if you do it upright, it's actually going to be harder for the hip flexors. Now, another thing that you might find helpful, depending on where you are in your pregnancy, is taking your legs out a little wider, okay? So if having them parallel right in front of you, if that is not working, try taking them wide, okay? And then lifting up from there. Next time that leg lifts to a hover, I want you to hold it at a hover and just give me a little pulse. Up, 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 up. Stay straight through the leg, so squeeze through the quad as if you could lift your kneecap up. Pulse 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep growing tall. Give me 3. Hold in 2, 1. Hold, and now it's a little bend stretch through the knee. Bend stretch, like you're kicking your heel through something. Stay open through the chest. We have that slight tilt back. Keep breathing. Keep that connection to the core. Exhale, lift to the pelvic floor and brace through the core. Give me 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're going to rock in 3, 2. Hold that leg straight. Now we're going to start to come upright with the torso. As we do, you're going to let this left heel come to the ground, and I want you to sweep your right arm up and overhead, sitting up tall. Now let's reverse that. Exhale, brace through the core, start to sweep the arm down, start to tilt back. Your leg lifts up with you. Right fingertips tent on the ground for support. We rock it up. Heel comes to the mat. Grow tall. Arm sweeps overhead. Exhale. So our body is kind of staying in this L shape. We're just changing the angle of it. Just twice more, and then you have 1 more hold back. Next time you go back, you're going to hold. And you're going to give me 1 more round of the bend stretch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can cross the legs, hands on knees, and take a quick break here. Good job. So we're going to do that whole thing on the other side. We'll start at the top with that reverse fly. Whew. Okay, so we're going to take that band around both arches. Legs can be together, or if that's uncomfortable, again, separating your feet wide can be a great accommodation for especially later pregnancy. Soft bend to the knees. They don't have to be all the way straight. And we're going to start with that reverse fly. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to exhale, open those arms up, firing into the posterior side, our mid back. Shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. Maintain length through the back of the neck. That is a reminder for myself as much as you. One great thing about always filming myself working out is when I go back to edit the video to post to YouTube, I notice little postural things I'm doing that I could work on, certain exercises where my form could be a little better. So it's nice watching myself back, but it also means that when I'm going through class, I kind of know where I'm probably making a mistake. And so I always try to cue. All right, now let's start comboing it with that hinge back. So the arms come forward on your next exhale. We just tilt it back. Does not have to be far at all. You're only going as far back as you can, maintaining that connection to your core. So think breath first. Feel the lift to your pelvic floor. Feel that brace of the abdominal wall. And then we hinge back only as far as we can, maintaining it. Arms open, moving with our breath. Inhale, close. Exhale. Back. Inhale, up. Okay, next time we hinge back, we are going to hold back. Last reverse fly. You're going to tilt it back. You're going to hold tilted back. Bring both ends of the band into your right hand. And now take your left foot and untuck it. Heel is going to stay on the ground. Let's go into that row. So exhale, you're going to row that right elbow in. Rotate over to the right. So the rotation's coming from that mid back. It's small. At any point during this series, your left fingertips can tent on the floor for support. If you want a challenge, you can do the whole series with the arm reaching forward, up to you. Twice more. Stay in this slight hinge back, but come forward. We are going to straighten out through this right leg and then give me a little row back of the right elbow, open through the chest. Exhale, connect to the pelvic floor and the core, little lift of that straight leg. Inhale it down. You can take left fingertips to the ground to help support you. Now this slight lean back, while it is challenging our abdominals, it's making things a little easier for the hip flexors, giving our hip flexors a little extra space. If you need to take your legs wider for comfort, try that. Comfort and also logistics at a certain point in pregnancy. Don't worry about how high the leg is getting up. Think of reaching long through the heel and lift. Twice more than we'll hold. Make sure you're not starting to round back, so we're staying tall. And the next time that leg lifts up to a hover, you hold it at a hover, and it's just a little pulse up, little pulse up. Stay straight through the leg, fire through the quads, reach long through the heel. It's up and up. Stay open through the chest. Give me 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Bend, stretch in 3, 2, 1. Hold the leg at a hover. You bend, stretch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We rock it. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to start to come upright. That right heel plants on the ground. Our left arm sweeps overhead. Exhale, sweep the arm down. Connect to the core, lift through the pelvic floor, tilt back, bring your leg with you. So your body kind of maintains this L shape or this V shape. I'm certainly not in an exact L. We just change the angle. Twice more than we'll hold. Last time, next time you go back, you're going to hold back. You're going to give me one more round of the bend stretch. Let's go. Bend stretch to finish. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot can come out of the band, come to cross-legged. And you can just kind of rock around, shimmy around here. Woo! Okay, so from this tabletop position, we are going to come through to tabletop. And if you are using your pad, your folded towel, we don't need it for this next part, so you can put it off to the side for now. So we're going to do some deep core and tricep work up next. I want you to take the band, we're going to wrap it around both hands again. When your hands are shoulders distance apart, you want light tension, but you should still be able to stretch it from there. And we're going to come through tabletop. Now our right hand is going to anchor the band down. So we're going to keep our right hand down this whole time. Knees are under hips. And we're going to start by rowing the left elbow back, palm faces in towards midline. And from this row position, we're going to do a tricep kickback. And when we kick back, we're going to take our opposite right leg and extend it back behind us. So we have a bird dog variation. So I want you to inhale here. Exhale, lift to the pelvic floor. Feel the embrace of the abdominal wall. We kick the arm back as we extend the opposite leg back. Inhale, bend the elbow, return the knee to the mat. Exhale. On that exhale, when you connect to your core, it's kind of like you're hugging your baby up and in towards you. Now, as that leg extends back up, make sure you're not arching into your lower back. So the lift is coming from your glutes. So think reach the leg long, squeeze into your bum. This is a quick tabletop series, by the way. You're going to give me 2 more. And the next time you kick that leg back and go into your tricep kickback, I want you to hold here. Keep the leg at a hover and just do the tricep kickback for me. Now we're stable through the shoulders. So with that anchor right arm, really think of pushing the mat away. Length through the back of the neck. We're not letting the shoulder head roll forward, so think broad across the collarbones. And always that abdominal engagement on the exhale, lift through the pelvic floor. 360 brace of the abdominal wall. In 3, you're going to hold this arm straight. In 2, next time that arm kicks back straight, hold it straight, and it's a straight arm pulse, up, up, leading with the pinky edge of your arm. Now, can you add a pulse of the leg as well? Squeezing into the glutes. You don't arch into the lower back. We're firing through the core to prevent that. The lift comes from your bum. Pulse 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, knees down in 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee down. I want you to keep your right arm reaching straight in front of you. Lift up into a hinge and go back to your tricep kickback on that left side. So your bum is hovering over the heels. We're giving our wrists a little break here, but we're continuing to target the triceps on that left side. The right arm is reaching forward. It's your anchor. Now, if the angle of the band is awkward, take your right arm and just bring it across towards the left side of your body a little bit so that you kick straight back on the band. That can help. We're going to take this full range of motion into a little bend stretch to finish out the burnout on the back of this arm. Next time that arm kicks back straight, hold it straight. Now it's a little bend stretch. Bend, reach it long, bend, reach it long for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit your bum on your heels and just give me a couple shoulder rolls open. So we're going to complete that quick series on the other side and change the direction of those shoulder rolls forward. Okay, let's do it. So you're going to spread out through the hands. The band is still wrapped around. This time, the left hand is going to be your anchor down onto the mat, hand under shoulder, knees under hips, and then you're going to row the right elbow back, palm faces into midline. We're going to do a tricep kickback, and when we do that, opposite left leg is going to extend back in a bird dog, really connecting to our core. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Lift to the pelvic floor, brace to the core, kick the arm back, kick the leg back. Inhale, bend at the elbow, bring the knee down. Really slowing the movement down. Breath first. Feel the connection to your core, then move. That way we're moving in a supported position. Twice more like this. Next time those limbs kick back, you're going to hold the leg lifted, hold the arm lifted, just the tricep kick back. Bending and kicking back through that right arm. Stay stable through the left shoulder, really pressing the mat away. Keep that leg lifted, reaching long through the heels, squeezing into the glutes. We're level through the hips. We're engaged through our core. If you are feeling pressure down on your pelvic floor, a heaviness, or you're feeling pressure out that is uncomfortable, you're going to bring the knee down, okay? Give yourself a little bit more support. In 3, you're going to hold the arm straight. In 2, next time that arm kicks back straight, hold it straight. It's a straight arm lift. Leading with the pinky edge of your hand. Can you add in a pulse of the leg as well without dipping into that lower back? Give me 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Knee down in 3, 2, 1. Knee comes down. Come off of your hand, but keep that left arm straight, and then just do the tricep kick back on the right. In this hinge position, bum hovering over your heels, open through the chest. Did I skip 4 when I did that countdown from 8? I feel like I'm losing my mind this class. Is pregnancy brain a thing, or is it just mom brain? Can I use that as an excuse yet, or do I have to wait? We'll hold the arm back. We'll do that little bend stretch to finish. In 3, 2, kick the arm back straight, and it's a little bend stretch, bend in, reach the arm back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit your bum on your heels. Oh, you can release the band and give me some shoulder rolls. Awesome job. So we're going to come into our side body series next, and for it we are going to change the position of the band. We're going to need to tie it in a knot. So I'll have you mirror me, and we'll tie the band around our left foot. So you're just going to bring the band under the arch and then tie it in a double knot on top. So we kind of have this little stirrup looking thing, okay? Just like that. And then this is where we are going to want our foam pad or our towel, whatever you're using for padding, because we're going to rest our head on it. So you will mirror me, we'll lay down on our right side. Now, I might be too tall for this space, but we're going to do the best we can. Oh, this will work. All right, so I want you to lay down on your right side. The top left foot is banded, and your left hand is going to grab the other end. I like to just wrap it so that I have a good grip. There we go. Now, I want your bottom right arm to go straight out in front of you. If this is uncomfortable, you can take another position. You could ditch the foam block and rest your head in your hand instead. And I want you to take your bottom right leg. I want it straight, but I want you to hop it forward about 6 inches. So that is going to help provide us with some stability, okay, where it's forward. If you need more stability, you could even bend it like this, okay, but I want it forward. Now your left leg, though, is in line with the rest of your body. So think heel, hip, shoulder, one long line. I want you to engage to the bottom side body. So think equal length through both sides of the waist. And keep it, and then I want you to bring this left leg to hip height so it's at a hover. We're going to start with a shoulder sweep. So palm faces forward towards me, and you're just going to sweep this left arm up and overhead and then back down. So I am a smidge too tall for here, but that's okay. Sweep it overhead, shoulder sweeps, and down. Let me choke up on the band. So every time I filmed a class in my new house, I've like moved to a different room. I was filming them in my guest bedroom, which was great, but then we had guests stay with us, so I actually had to set up the bed in there, so now I can't use that room. So this room will eventually be the nursery, but for now I guess it is my filming studio, and then when I'm kicked out of here, I don't know what I'll do next. Now, next time the arm sweeps overhead, you are going to hold that arm overhead. I want you to point through that top ankle, and we're just going to trace little leg circles. Now, it is the leg circling within the hip joint. It is not the rest of the body making a little worm squirm, okay? So I want you to stay active through the core. Leg circles, rest of the body stabilizes. Well, Crouton goes to town on that toy. Hi, honey. You have great timing. Great timing. This is not what I can be doing right now. Oh, thank you for the kisses. Thank you. In 4, reverse direction. 3, 2, 1. Reverse direction of your small circles. Arm is going to go up to the ceiling. We're going to take this into a straight leg sweep in 4, 3, 2, 1. So pause, the leg is still at a hover. You can bring that arm overhead. You're going to point, sweep the leg forward, flex through the ankle, sweep it back in line with your body. Point, sweep it forward and back. Now here is when the leg sweeps forward. If you feel like you don't have enough support, I want you to take your bottom right knee and bend it. And that is just going to help you stay stacked a little bit more. It's going to help out the core. If the leg is straight and just at a slight angle forward, sorry, crouton, it's going to be a little more challenging for your core. Keeping that leg parallel to the ground, point, sweep forward, flex, sweep back. Make sure you're staying lifted through the bottom side body so the obliques are stabilizing. Now we're going to hold the leg forward in 4, 3, 2. Next time that leg sweeps forward, you're going to hold it forward and go back to those little circles. If you need support for your core, bend this bottom knee and that can help. In 4, switch direction. 3, 2, 1. Switch direction of your circles. Now your hips are stacked, one on top of the other, so make sure you're not rolling forward or back. In 4, 3, pause in 2, 1. We're going to lift and lower the leg to finish. It taps and lifts, taps and lifts. Give me 8. Reach long through the leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Just hold to finish. Reach long through the tailbone so we're not tucking under and rounding, okay? And your leg does not have to be super far forward. Maybe it's just forward at an angle. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to bend the knees, stack them, release the band with your hand, and you're going to use this top hand to help press yourself up to the top. And we're going to come over and do that same thing on the other side. So you're going to take the band off your left foot, and you're just going to take that little stirrup and hook it on your right, crouton's little toy. And we're going to come to lay down. So we're home, my hair is good. We're already getting there. We're almost done with class. We're going to do this side, and then we're going to center off, and then that's your class. So resting your head on the pad to keep the neck in line with the rest of your body, your bottom arm can reach long. We're going to straighten out through the legs, and I want you to take your bottom left leg, hop it forward about 6 inches to a foot, or you can always bend if that gives you more support. Wrap the band in your top hand. Your top right leg is going to come to a hover. You can be flexed through the ankle to start. Think equal length through both sides of the waist so you're engaged here. And we start with that overhead sweep of the arm, staying open through the chest. And down, we sweep. Exhale, connect to the core. Now we're keeping the hips stacked, so as we go through this, make sure you're not rocking back. And we're open through the chest so you don't roll forward with this top shoulder. In 3, hold the arm overhead. 2, next time that arm sweeps overhead, hold it overhead, point it through the ankle, trace little leg circles. The circles are only as big as you can control. So the rest of your body stays stable and long as the leg circles. Reach long through it. Hi, honey. Hi. In 4, switch direction. 3, 2, 1. Switch direction of the circle. Now I just noticed I was starting to roll back through my hips, so I took my top right hip and I just pulled it forward slightly to stack them. Arm goes to the ceiling, leg will sweep in 4, 3, 2, hold the leg at a hover, arm can sweep up to the ceiling, stay open across those collarbones, point, sweep it forward, flex, sweep back. Exhale, sweep forward and back. Don't roll through the hips, keep them stacked, and don't tuck under through the tailbone. So it doesn't have to be a huge sweep. You don't have to get your leg all the way forward and back, especially as you progress in your pregnancy, and you might have something in the way of that leg sweeping too far forward. We'll hold the leg forward. We'll go back to those circles in 4, 3, 2, sweep the leg forward, hold it forward, go back to those circles. Stay open through this top arm, so a little bit of a shoulder endurance challenge, and if you need more support, you're going to bend that bottom knee. I do. Keep reaching long through the leg, stay engaged through the obliques. Switch direction of the circles in 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch direction of the circles. Straight leg lifts and lowers to finish. Reach long through the tailbone in 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg taps and lifts, taps and lifts. You got it. 8, 7, whoo, outer hip. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last time, hold. Hips are stacked. Breathe. Give me 3. Hold 2. 1. Stack the knees. Use that top right hand to help press yourself up. And you can remove the band from your foot. So we're going to finish class by centering off with just a little bit of reverse tabletop work. So for this reverse tabletop, we are going to take our feet kind of wide, okay? They can even be as wide as your mat. And if it's more comfortable for you to slightly externally rotate them or point them out, that is an option as well. And then from here, I want you to lean back, and we're gonna do this with our fingertips pointing out to the side, so it'll be a little more comfortable for our wrists, hopefully, okay? If that doesn't feel good though, you can absolutely have fingertips pointing forward. That is technically more pressure on the wrist though. All right, so we start open through the chest. We're kind of back in the same starting position with our torso as we were in that opening core section. We're gonna inhale here. As we exhale, we're gonna press our feet into the ground, fire through the glutes, and we're gonna lift those hips up into reverse tabletop. Inhale, you're gonna lower them down. Now make sure your feet aren't in too close to you, okay? Because when your hips lift up, you want the knees to be about over your ankles. Now we're moving slow through these. You exhale, feel the lift of your pelvic floor, feel the engagement of the abdominal wall, then fire through the glutes and push those hips up without sinking down into your shoulders, so you're pressing the floor away. And again, we're constantly checking in on how this is feeling and how we are managing the exercise. Are you feeling pressure down on your pelvic floor, like a heaviness on your pelvic floor? Or are you feeling or seeing a bulging or a doming through the center? Both of those would be indicators that maybe this exercise either needs to be toned down or maybe you need to skip it. We can absolutely challenge ourselves and work our core in different ways throughout pregnancy, but we never want to do it at the cost of worsening pelvic floor issues or worsening a diastasis. Both those things are very common. But if we work on minimizing them as much as possible during pregnancy, it's going to make healing all that much more easier after birth. Next time you lift those hips up, we're going to hold. Gaze is forward. We press our feet into the ground. You squeeze into your glutes. It's a quick hold for 3, 2, 1. Let's just go back to full range, okay? Just one more time through this, moving slow. If you need to pause and roll out the wrists, go for it. We're almost done with class. We cool down after this. Give me just 2 more and we'll hold on the second one. Next time up, you give me that quick hold. Keep pressing the floor away. Push the feet into the ground. Fire through the glutes. Hold 3, 2, 1. I want you to lower the hips down, cross the ankles, coming into a cross-legged position. Hands can come to knees and just circle around here. Trace some little body circles. Oh, awesome job today. And switch direction of those circles. So a note, because we just had that band tied in a knot, as soon as you are done with this cool down, I want you to untie that knot, okay? Come through center, tent the fingertips to either side, and give me a fluid side bend up and over. If you let your band just sit in a knot, then the next day or whenever the next time you go to use it is, it's going to be hard to get that knot undone. But if you untie the knot right after you use it, it usually comes out no problem at all. So that's a little tip right here. Do not forget to unknot your band, okay? Next time you side bend, up and over to the left, I want you to hold there. And we're just going to rotate down as much as is comfortable. And I want you to reach through this right arm, and then the pinky edge of your hand lowers towards the mat. Maybe it just comes to your knee. And just breathe here. If this is uncomfortable, back it up, okay? Maybe the hand just comes to the knee and there's not as much rotation. Deep rotations get uncomfortable and even unadvisable late in pregnancy. So any discomfort, just back it up. Let's take it up and over to the other side. We start with the side bend. Rotate chest towards your floor. Reach to that left arm and lower it down, pinky edge towards the mat. Arm can come to your knee. If this is too much, untwist. And then let's come up through center, hands on knees, and let's just finish with a moment of stillness. You can close your eyes if you'd like. We're sitting up nice and tall. Just kind of do a body scan, check in with how you feel. Don't overthink the breath. You can stay here as long as you'd like. If your eyes were closed, you can open them. I always feel the best buzz of energy humming through my body after Pilates class. I love that feeling so much. So I like to often just end class by just sitting in that, feeling that. Sometimes I'll go into a meditation. I'm not equipped to lead anyone through a meditation, so I'll leave that up to you if you want to do that. Thank you so much for choosing to move with me today. It's been so fun starting to film these prenatal classes. It's been a long journey for me to get pregnant, so I'm just so excited to finally be here and be able to share these with you. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I so appreciate your support. You can support me through subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, sharing these classes with a friend who you think they might be helpful or interested in. Another way you can support me is through Super Thanks. It's like YouTube's version of tipping. It's a little heart with a $sign button on the bottom bar of the video, and any Super Thanks are so appreciated as well. All right, I will see you next time.